Hey guys, what is up? It's JT here with another video, and medical marijuana, right? That's what we're going to be talking about. How do you get it? Everybody wants it, but it seems like nobody knows how to get it. I can't explain how it works everywhere, but I'll tell you guys how I got my card here. So, if you don't already know, I live in Florida, and our laws are probably going to be a little different than the laws in your state, but if you live in Florida, this was pretty much the process of how it worked for me and the story pretty much. But pretty much what happened was I was diagnosed with lupus about a month and a half ago, and if you guys don't know, it's an autoimmune disease that affects your kidneys, your joints, your skin, all that great stuff. And it's pretty much like when your white blood cells, they don't know how to like attack foreign diseases, so they attack, well, they do attack foreign diseases and stuff like that, but they also end up attacking yourself, so that's all good. So I go through what most people would do, and I see a bunch of doctors, and I'm talking to people I haven't even heard of, like doctors like I didn't even know existed, nephrologists for your kidneys, ophthalmologists for your eyes, rheumatologists for your joints. I'm talking to everybody, right? Because I'm worried. I'm only 19 years old, and I already got this crazy disease, which I'll have you know, I'm just a lucky motherfucker, because it turns out this disease, it turns out that only like 10% or 10-15% of people who get it are men. So it's predominantly women by like a large margin. Only women get this, and I'm just like, I'm pretty much the guy with breast cancer. Like, I'm one of those guys. But so that I guess I was given a bad batch or something, but that's what happened to me. So anyways, what happens is they start prescribing me medication, which I was told I was going to be taking my whole life. So as per doctor's orders, I start taking it, and I get these headaches, and I have a really hard time sleeping at night. And when I have a hard time sleeping at night, I'm not making it to work on time. It's been a big problem, right? And I'm having a lot of trouble with it. So I take a week off work, but this is not really as a result of the medication, but I took a week off work to see all these doctors. So I was doing that, and you know, people had, through my coworkers, they kind of told people in the office. So by the time I came back from my week off work, pretty much everybody found out that at 19 years old I had contracted this amazing disease called lupus, which was fine. I'm an open person. I don't really care. I probably, frankly, would have told anybody. Anyways, I'm just an open guy. I don't really care. So I get back to work finally after that week off, and there's a woman behind me, and she ends up telling me that I should look into getting a medical pretty much a medical cannabis card. It would be a good idea, and it'd be pretty easy, and I probably would qualify for it, given that I have this disease. So I said, all right, I'll look into it, not really thinking I was going to. So I go to lunch the next day, and it took a whole day for this to kind of set with me. The next day I'm at lunch, and I'm eating good old Subway, and I look on my phone, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just look it up. Let's just see what happens. On my phone, just totally half-assing it. So I go on my phone, I look up medical marijuana in Florida. How does it work? So I look up all these places, and it's like different clinics, you know, just a bunch of different facilities, the laws, how it works, all that shenanigans. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to understand this unless I call a clinic. So let me call a clinic, and let me see if I can find out about the process involved and just how everything works. So I give a call. I forgot what the place was called that I called, but I give a call to some dude, and he picks up, and his name's Mike. And he picks up the phone, and he couldn't be more of a stereotypical stoner, because he just answers the phone, and he just goes, what's up, man? Like, I couldn't believe I was calling a clinic right now. Like, this guy literally just finished smoking a joint or something. I was so, like, just shell-shocked from the unprofessionalism I had called this clinic. I didn't care. I'm just saying, it's just weird. Like, when you call a medical facility, you expect me like, hi, how you doing? I'm calling from... Yeah, no, that didn't happen. It was just, like, Mike, who had just finished smoking a doobie, just saying, like, oh, what's up, bro? And so... And I level with them, I guess, and I tell them, hey, you know, I explain pretty much what happened. I was like, I got diagnosed with this, this, and this. What do you think? Do I qualify? I'm 19 years old. I know I'm young. And would it help with these symptoms I'm getting pretty much from my medication that I'm taking at this point? And so he levels with me, and he goes, yeah, man, you know what? I'll tell you what. We got an appointment tomorrow at 11. Why don't you come by? And you can see, you know, talk to the doctor, and we'll just work on it. You know, we'll just work it out, man. I'm not even exaggerating. That's exactly how he sounded. So I said, all right, that works. Where are you guys located? So he's located like 25 minutes away from me. So I said, all right, you know what? It's worth a shot. So I started asking him. I was like, okay, do I bring my insurance card? And he just laughed at me on the phone. He goes, no, dude, this isn't insured. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So how much is a doctor's appointment? And he goes, it's $100. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. because I'm interested in giving this a shot. Obviously, as you guys know, I've smoked weed all throughout high school, so I know what it's like, but I'm just curious to see if this would have any medicinal value in helping me with my symptoms and dealing with taking my medication. So I go to the doctor's appointment the next day. It's 11 a.m. I am over there and I see Mike in person, and actually he looks like a regular dude. He doesn't look too crazy. He just looks like a regular guy, but he has a really weird, sloppy stoner voice pretty much. And so whatever, I shake his hand. I said, "Hi Mike, how you doing? Here are all my papers. This is my diagnosis." And I did bring my insurance card just in case. I didn't know how it was going to work, but I brought it just in case. So I wait in line, because it's a line. It's like full of the sketchiest people in Miami pretty much. And so I'm waiting in line because it's a line. It's not like a doctor's office. Even though it's supposed to be, it's kind of not. It's more like a line. So I finally get called, and he sits me back in the back room, and he goes, "Hey, the doctor's on lunch right now, but he'll be out in like 25 minutes. So I said, like, all right, cool, whatever. At this point, I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, man, I wonder what's going to happen. So finally, the doctor walks in. The doctor's not dressed up in any fashionable uniform that you would think a doctor would be dressed up in. Like you're thinking like scrubs or some sort of doctor uniform. No, this guy's in jeans. He's wearing a polo. He's a Cuban dude. He's got a heavy Cuban accent, and he's got gold chains. Not like nothing like ghetto chains, but he's wearing like the gold birth chains. You know what I'm talking about? I'll post a picture, but that's how those are. And he's got a gold ring, a gold birth bracelet. This guy's flashed out. I mean, you can tell that him not taking insurance was the best thing of his life for his practice. So I sit down with him and I show him my papers. I say, "Hey, listen, I level with the guy, obviously. That's a big common word for the story, is that I'm leveling with people here." And I level with him and I say, "Hey, listen, I'm not here. I don't know if you guys get a lot of illegitimate people coming in, but I'm actually genuinely curious if this could help me, because if I really wanted to, I could just get this illegally or whatever. I'm just interested in seeing what you think." And I can't do a good Cuban accent. I can speak Spanish, but I can't do the accent, unfortunately, so I'm not going to attempt it. But pretty much he just says, "Hey, man, if it works, it works." That's just what he said. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard a doctor tell me. If it works, it works. So I was like, okay, well, what do we do from here? So he goes, "I'm going to write you a prescription. You're the youngest person I've ever prescribed this to, but you have lupus, so it's fine. You qualify. And pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to sign up on the registry online with Florida State of Health or something, and you'll get your medical card in like a week or two. And then come back to my office, and then we'll write out a real prescription or something for you, and you can just go to dispensaries, and that'll be the end of it." So I said, okay. I wait in the mail, and then I finally get my medical card, and that was pretty much the whole gist of it. But I just thought it was funny how illegitimate this whole process was. But to be fair with you guys, Florida is very strict about giving medical to people. It's not like that simple. I mean, although the practice itself is somewhat not what you'd expect, it's not as legitimate and as pristine as what you'd expect from most clinics. It's not like you go there with like, "Oh, I stubbed my toe and now I have a headache." Like, you can't do that. But it's not like how it was in California when it was medical, where you could just do that and then you just got your card. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's my story of getting my medical card. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.